Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So, you should yesterday have done your end of module 4 assessment. So you'll turn that in to me when you turn your folder in and pick up your new one on Monday. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and open up our new books and we're gonna start module 5. So I want you to get out the lesson 1 problem set for module 5. So it should look like this, and as you can see, we are gonna start learning about fractions, okay? So when we talk about fractions, we have that bar, and the bottom part is gonna be the whole, and the top is what we call the part. So when we talk about fractions, we're talking about the part over the whole. So we'll reference this as we go through this, but we're gonna use that to help us. So if we take a look at the first one and we look at the directions, a beaker is considered full when the liquid reaches the line shown near the top. Estimate the amount of water in the beaker by shading the drawing as indicated. The first one is done for you. So what they're saying is if this is a full beaker filled up to this line, but they've shaded in only up to here, they've shaded in 1/2, which looks like this, okay? That means that there is 1 and 2 total parts in the whole, and the part that's shaded in is showing 1 part out of 2. So now for this one, we're gonna show 1/4. So that means that there are 4 parts total, and then we're gonna shade in just one of them. So I can use my guide over here to help me show how to divide this beaker in half. And then what I need to do is divide the beaker 2 more times so that I have 4ths. So if I divide my beaker again, I have 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, and then this top one would be 4. So now I have my total parts, or the whole, which is 4, and then I'm gonna shade in just 1 part out of that, which means I'm gonna shade in 1/4. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing for here, but now we're showing 1/3, or 1 part over 3 is your whole. So we need to make sure that when we divide this beaker up, we have 3 total parts. So it might not be perfect, and that is okay, but we're gonna divide it up, and we're gonna color in 1 of those parts. So if we are comparing these fractions just by looking, 1/2 is the biggest, then 1/3 is a little smaller than 1/2, and 1/4 is the smallest. Okay, now we're just gonna do this part of 2. Juanita cut her string cheese into equal parts as shown in the rectangles below. In the blanks below, name the fraction of the string cheese represented by the shaded part. So we're gonna focus on doing part and whole again. So how many total pieces that there are is our whole. So if we look at the whole thing, we have 1, 2, 3 pieces. So that is what we put on the bottom or in the denominator. And then we look at how many of those parts are shaded. And we have 1 part out of 3 shaded, showing 1/3. Okay, so the next one, we're gonna look at the same thing. The first thing I'm gonna do is figure out what my whole is. So my whole string cheese is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. That's what goes on the denominator. How many are shaded in is what's gonna go on the top. So there is 1 part shaded in out of 6 total, showing 1/6. Okay, now the last one we're gonna look at is 1, 2, 3, 4 total parts, which means that's 4 is the whole or the denominator, and 1 part is shaded in, which this is showing 1 out of 4 parts.